We're smooth. 98.1 FM is gone 16 minutes already past the hour of 8 o'clock. It is still the 5th day of October 2023, and I've got company. Okay, maybe three now. They say it's a crowd, so I've got crowd in the house. So for the grapevine, it's gonna be very, very interesting. As I say, the more the merrier, and it's sure gonna be that way. This morning, I'd like to also let you know we've got new music in the house, so definitely brace up. We'd like to hear what your thoughts will be on this new song, what we shall be playing in a bit. And so just stay tuned. We'd like to hear what you feel about all these and the issues we shall be picking up inside the grapevine on 0809 4440981 is where we like to read those messages. 0809 4440981. My name is Omatseye, and I welcome you to the Grapevine. Also welcoming the regulars. I'm talking about Oris.
Good morning, Omas. Good morning, Lagos.
I saved I saved the other one for the last. And please let's make welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everybody. Omas, I can't introduce myself.
You have not said your name.
Shout out to everybody. My name is James Silas.
So you walk about that and start calling
yeah. They know already.
My name is Ye.
But we know the real Ye.
So yeah,
we have a Ye who is officially.
That's the American.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We have a Nigerian Ye, and that's James Silas.
No,
we also have a song. Yeah,
there is also a Nigerian Ye.
You see,
that's a song.
And that song rode off on the back. It rode off on the back of that Ye. At some point,
Almost introduce
our guest.
I'm not even sure you're saying anymore.
All right, guys, let's welcome our guest also, whose song we shall be listening to this morning. I'd like to make welcome a special guest, Amadin. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, everyone.
And it comes in with a yo. So we had a ye, and then we had a yo this morning. So
that's spirit.
So getting ready now, we would first off get to listen to this song by Amadin, and then come back to dissect it before we get on to the entertainment stories this morning. Guys, are we on the same page on this one?
Yes, we are. Let's go.
Let's unpack this one quickly. And it's titled, the song you're about to listen to is titled We Believe, and it's by Amadin. Take a listen to it.
I see fire in your eyes. I feel power in your touch. I know there's hope in your heart. 'Cause I can see it on your face.
So who's this singing?
We have been through many storms.
Second girl,
Our destiny. Let's get together.
my voice is in there. Okay, but not
I think it's best.
like my that's the animal. That's the idea. I just feel like
Yeah.
So, but you're singing. I'll ask you.
that's pretty much everything.
A song of freedom, freedom. A song of happiness, prosperity.
We're smooth 98.1 FM. That's Amadin Ehige doing a collab with different beautiful voices, putting them together, and that's titled We Believe. And yeah, we are back. So if you want to listen to all, the complete track, you have to go do well to look for him on social media, find the platforms where he will be streaming all of the songs, and be part of it. But we're back, James Silas and Oris.
Yeah.
First off, let's kick it off this way. It is the 63rd independence anniversary celebration of Nigeria. It is the month. So for me, first time listening to this song, I was like, wondering, could this be this artist, Amadin, trying to give the country a 63rd anniversary gift? Let's hear from you. Why at this time the song is coming out?
Yeah, so the process of this song didn't start now. It was last year. I was going through a downtime myself, and then I was looking for hope, put it that way. But simultaneously, this idea for this song dropped in my heart, because it just occurred to me that a lot of people in Nigeria are actually stressed. just thinking of Nigeria issues alone is enough to give you stress, you know. And I've also come to realize that hope is an energy, depression is an energy, you know. It's born from information. So I said, okay, you know what, let's do something. Let's take ourselves out of these feelings, put something in the atmosphere, in the, you know, that injects an element of hope, you know. So I called friends of mine, you know, Ayo Vincent, fantastic gospel artist, called Progress, the winner of season 7 Nigerian Idol, and then Noble G and Chief Priest. A couple of us, we just came together, showed them the vision. Let's put something out there that will sort of like give an energy, you know, vibe of hope in the atmosphere. At least we can hope. Let's just start from hope first. You know, yeah.
Okay. Before someone is wondering, I heard you talk about the issues of inspiration needed in this country and all matters rising. You are an inspirational and gospel music minister and also producer.
Yeah.
So for me, except for those who don't have this fact, I'm not surprised that this is what you churned out and how it turned out eventually.
Yeah.
But let me hear what James Silas has to say. First impression about this.
Absolutely. I mean, first impression was, like you said, hope. You know, I heard the song. I don't know when exactly you released the song, but I mean, the first thing that came to mind is a lot of other
It was
songs.
2 weeks ago, actually.
2 weeks ago. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. A lot of other songs that, you know, brought us around hope. You know, believing in Nigeria. You know, that whole one spirit unity kind of vibe. You know, so but in my other head, I mean, there's a part of my head, you know, where I keep asking myself again and keep asking, you know, like I've been wondering, even, you know, going from where my parents are coming from as well, I'm still asking the question: is there really hope? I mean, I like to hear these songs. It gives sort of lifts your spirit. You just, you know, gives you that feeling of more. If only things were
Yeah.
going well, you know. It sounds like a national anthem, you know, something you want to use as a national anthem, you know,
Exactly.
something that can come up every other Independence Day and everything. But sometimes, you know, just begs the question, man. Man, is there really hope? You
Okay.
know?
Oris, what's your thoughts, first impression about this record, the single we listened to?
Well, I have to say two different things. On the one hand, I appreciate the musicality of the sound. On the other hand, I have to say that as a human being, as a person who listens to music, I have a big bias against inspirational music. Yeah. I do.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that unfortunately, a lot of people who get into that space, sometimes even gospel music itself, you know, because I think inspiration is kind of like the younger brothers to gospel music in a way, you know. But I feel like people within that space forget artistry.
Okay.
You know, I think there's a lot more focus on the message than the art. So what then happens is the songs that are actually not inspirational, the songs about sex, the songs about women, the songs about champagne, in my own view, a lot of the time you see a lot more people who are innovative in that space than in this other space. Almost because these guys feel like, you know what, we are giving a good message, so we don't care about the art. So that is always my, what's it called now? My first impression whenever I get into songs like this, you know. So then it's now up to the song itself, or the artist itself, or the artist, him or herself, to convince me otherwise and say, you know what, this is not like those other songs. So on that score, I was okay. This is fine, but there's a line I heard in the beginning, something about touch.
I feel power in your touch.
That's exactly, yeah. You know, I felt like that's a very ambiguous line. Is it Nigeria is touching somebody? Is it God? Is it a woman?
No.
No. My point is this. Look,
Yeah.
that's the way I think about these things. Like, I feel like people who are behind this music aren't exactly thinking about every line, you know, and that disturbs the person, because I feel like this should be a song where, like every other song, like every piece of art, you care about everything that goes into it. So when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, are you sure this person was really thinking about this? Or it was just easy to say that in the studio. So anyway, yeah, so those are like my two broad thoughts. On the one hand, I respect the vision. On the other hand, I'm always complaining, like, wait, is the artistry like what it should be? Is it top notch? And that's usually like I find it hard to like reconcile both parts most of the time.
All right, Amadin, I would like you to, in building off of what he's just said now, but let's get back to quickly to the listener that they can let us know what their impression was when we played the song a while ago by sending WhatsApp message to 0809 444 0981. We'd love to hear what they think. So let's get back to you here. Oris talked about inspiration, and then most often that because they feel the message they've got is good, so it will sell itself. That there's really no need. So I, for one, I'm worried at the point in time. We've seen people who start off having inspiration, and then at some point, they're like, this inspiration would not put bread on the table. It's time to get into the champagne era and those stuff that mundane things Oris alluded to a while ago. So how are we sure you will sustain this tempo?
Okay, so first is first. The song is a means to an end. The song is going to make me talk because information is key. People get afraid because they get an information. People fall in love because you tell them something. So there's a campaign that is running simultaneously, right now with this song.
Okay.
We believe campaign. So we've gone to the streets.
Oh, so it's like a sort of soundtrack for that campaign?
Yeah, it can pass for a soundtrack, but yeah. So when you hear the song, there are other things that we're trying to inject in the system as well. Project people that are not giving up. So when I say fire in your eyes, is because I just asked a lady, for example, on the street, or our team, we asked a lady on the street, "Do you believe in Nigeria?" And then the way the lady answered, you could tell that his girl was frustrated. Like, I sleep in the market. These are just talking. And then somebody else looks at me and is like, I believe. I see the fire in their eyes. We feel the power in their touch. When we shake hands, there's more to the handshake.
So the touch is Nigerians then?
Yeah, sure. So
Jim Silas, I guess you'd have something to add.
I mean, I was just going to tell him to maybe ask him or add to what Oris had said, in terms of the artistry, because when we talk about the artistry, that's where, even from the songwriting to the delivery of the lines and everything.
To the production.
Yeah, everything, So it's when you have a lot of talents in a studio on a song, sometimes I mean the question is how much how much were you involved in terms of the cohesiveness of everything and that was put into this record, from songwriting. What did you look at the wholesomeness of everybody's parts to decide, okay, yes, we're good to go, because he talked about the lines, for instance. I mean, if you're not explaining it right now, sometimes people really want to actually pay more attention to, okay, what do you mean when I look into your eyes? Are you looking into the eyes of Nigeria? Do you understand the touch part that he just mentioned as well, because it's easy to just enjoy the we believe, and not really want to pay attention to exactly what are they saying, what are we believing in, So, but I think he has pretty much touched it in terms of, but I still just want to ask, when you decided to say, okay, I'm going to have all of these talents on this record, how much of control or coordination did you have to put into the work that was eventually put out?
Yeah, okay, so the people that work, the artists that work with me, this project was very personal for me, and so within work it was professional, but it was also like a family kind of thing. So we all just bought into it and we brought it out like a family, so I really want people to go listen to the full track, because towards the end you're just gonna like, okay, let's hope again. It's easy to just hear about chicks, and drinks and just forget your sorrow, but that is not I don't think that's the best way to address the real issues. You should be able to open up the heart and heal.
All right, that looks like a fine place to leave it for the green light to go for some traffic. When we come back, we've got entertainment stories lined up already, and so Amadin, you are not leaving us yet. Would also get your.
Are you kidnapping the man?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying we'll use your company until we are done with the show. So it's
cool.
It's going to collaborative, just like you did on the song.
Exactly,
Also,
it's a family.
it's a family. So we'll be back after this time out. Is still the Grapevine on Smooth 98.1 FM. My name is Omatseye Atsenuwa.
So Amadin, you are from Edo State?
Yes, I do.
Which part?
Benin.
Yes. Amadin, okay, with the N.
Amadin with the N, yeah.
With the N.
So the full name is Tom Burrows, actually. So
Don't worry, I'm from Edo State. So
Yes, don't worry, you can relate.
So
You just call Oris. If I tell the full, if I tell you, this guy. From the name and surname, there's a problem. Take it.
He says it's a problem.
No.
James,
Problem.
James, you're fired. James, you're very, very, very fired.
I'm just letting him
So all
know.
of these guys on the song, they're your friends, personal friends, right?
Oh yeah. So well, I didn't know Progress before this project. A friend of mine introduced me to him, and I listened to him. I'm like, okay, this guy is good. They were Ayo Vincent. I knew Ayo Vincent. You know, we were all well. I knew half of my friends, but this project brought us together. Then Nobuji as well. Yeah.
Who's the lady you said won the
No guy.
The guy.
Sorry, the
guy.
Oh, that's Progress. Okay, Progress. Because they say that means they give you some part of that money, and so maybe you can be nice. Or since you're part of the family now, you can just be nice and say, you know, guys, how far now? Take this small one. Whole side there.
I wish. I wish.
But how was it? How was the atmosphere like? Was everybody in the studio at the same time or different times?
Okay, so there was a time when we were all at the studio at the same time. You know, there was that one time.
One time.
Yeah, one time. But afterwards,
just
you know, we just
people
take
just send
people
it.
just you know one at a time. Yeah.
So you run the studio, is that it?
Okay, so I have a home studio.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my own personal stuff. You know, but then when I want to do professional stuff, I
go also.
I go
Outsource.
Yeah, outsource, yeah.
So apart from this song, do you have other records? that
If I
you
say
found?
project, sorry, is there like a
Yeah.
project? Is there like an EP and album? Is that the plan? Or
Well, I have an EP already released.
Okay, that's before this
that.
year.
Yeah, I featured Nathan Abasi, one of the songs.
when was this out?
This was in 2018.
Oh, that's right.
Then last year, I think I produced, or rather created the stems for.
We're back.
Victoria Music.
Okay. Omatseye.
We're smooth 98.1 FM. It's still the Grapevine, and I've got Amadin here. Just talking about his new single out there that is "We Believe." And
He has a T-shirt for the song.
I think if
Let me
you're on
if you're on YouTube, you see the T-shirt.
and it goes about it's part of a campaign and all of this. This man we've got in here has worked with great artists, especially in the gospel circle, as far as much as Nathaniel Bassey and so many other greats. So he's a walking body of experience. But let's digress a bit from your music. Before we leave, we'll let you leave the handles where people can go stream your songs. But let's Oris, there's this headline coming in here for us to look at. Davido, Burna Boy, others nominated for MTV, the EMAs inaugural Afrobeat category. Finally, a category for us.
Finally, I think we've always had an African category actually at this. What is happening is it's a category for the so-called genre of Afrobeats, but the EMAs have always had something for
Afrobeats now.
Yeah, for African artists. Yes, it's just specifically now. Okay, Afrobeats. Even if I'm not quite sure what that means, because it really just means pop music across the continent. I think that's kind of how it's probably defined over there. Although I think for us, really, it's Nigerian pop music, which is what they do, and most of them actually play. But yes, of course, I think every year or every time there is Western attention on anything we create, it's always some kind of big news and really celebrated. My major, I don't know if the word is worry. My major concern is how much of this we are doing for ourselves. You know, of course.
When you mean for ourselves,
for
what do you mean by that?
I mean that, yeah. So this is the MTV awards. EMAs are a particular one in Europe anyway. But anyway, the fact of the matter is there's a number of awards in the US. MTV, the Grammys, rest of them. You know, Grammys is kind of like the king of them all. You get. Then you have all of these smaller ones all over the place. I'm always of the opinion that we need something of the stature of the Grammys that our people too respect. You know, I feel like we have some of those. Of course, I think our biggest awards for music is the Headies. But I feel like I would love very much if we could have the Headies be able to attract all of these people showing up. So I think this year, I don't remember any of the big three artists being at the Headies, and they were nominated.
All right, James Silas, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, so EMAs, it's the difference right now is the fact that it's called the Afrobeats category, and like Oris rightly said, we have the biggest we have right now is the Headies, and I think what Oris is also trying to say is basically for the Headies to get to that point where it's all encompassing of Africa. Like when you talk about the Headies, it's not just about a Nigerian award, where it's heavy on the continent, and where everybody wants to be part of it. Now, the interesting thing again is right now, see them calling it Afrobeats. You know, a lot of people were asking questions about why the heads was going to America, why they were taking that country and all of that. And I mean, one of the brilliant things they did at the head is was also branding it an Afrobeats award because um, yes, it's African music, you know. So now this coming at this point in time is actually no big deal to a lot of us. I want to say really because Afrobeats we started celebrating Afrobeats ourselves already. We acknowledge already. We are already doing our thing already. So right now this is them just following, following suit. So but shout out to what they're doing as well. I see that everybody. I mean, I won't be surprised if the same thing happens. I mean, for now the Grammys have African best African performance, right?
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
actually, and the Afrobeats category is embedded inside that.
Do you understand?
So that's a small difference.
So it's just what it is. What we have to keep doing is actually supporting ourselves as well, or supporting our own to see that we also make it as global as much of a big deal as the Grammys.
Amadin, you shared your thoughts on this.
Well, I'm happy. The thing is, there was a time when Afrobeats was on the backside. So globally, right now, we've been recognized. For me, that's a plus. Anything, anytime.
All right. So moving away from that, that's just to bring up to speed that the award is slated to come up on the 5th of November 2023 in Paris, France, and will be broadcast to about 150 countries.
Will they send Hotel invitation?
You want to go there, but it's just for new to know basis for the listener to know, and so if they want to be part of it.
If later wants to sponsor me, I'm willing to go to Paris. Thank you.
Moving away from that, let's get into this next issue relating to actress Linda Osifo, where she talked about she was bullied over her skin color, and then so there was the much thought about maybe it is good to go bleaching, and what does this say about self-confidence to you, James Silas?
I mean, the bullying thing. I don't know. Interestingly, I did not read way deep into where that bullying thing happened. If it was outside of the country or
She said people of our own color, so in Nigeria, so
in Nigeria. So yeah, I don't know. So we have some people who may have had that. So if she calls it bullying, okay, that's fine. But some people, it was lack of their own self confidence. It was their own, do you understand? No disrespect, really. Should I call it? Okay, let me just be calm.
Bob, please
But
leave
you know
that
them,
out.
Sha.
Bob, leave that out, please. Let Oris has something to say.
I think that the issue of bleaching, I don't know, it just feels like it's a perennial problem. I don't know if I call it a problem because people are doing that don't think of it as a problem, but I think since the 90s, this issue of bleaching has been always there.
Maybe we should go back all the way to the 8th. I mean, when the
there
fella
was a
sang,
song, Yellow
Yeah,
Fever.
exactly. But that was in the
Exactly.
70s, actually, if I remember
You see?
correctly.
So
So
it's been
so
back
it's just
days.
always been a big issue, and I think Linda is not up to 40 yet, and she had that in our experience. So it feels like, generally speaking, there is something about people and the black skin color, I guess, that's especially for women, I guess, because I think the beauty standards are a lot more pronounced on their own side than it is for men. So I understand what she's talking about. And it's a good thing she's past it. And of course, she's a celebrity now. So I hope this means that she's in a better place mentally as concerning what she looks like.
Okay. And that's a fine place to let it slide, as we also would like to hear from the listener this morning, reacting to any of the issues this morning on 0809 444 0981. Your thoughts on the issues raised in the grapevine. I'll pause with you, Amadin, for this first one. It says the police detain Naira amid probe into Mohbad's death.
The one is already shaking his head.
Yeah,
Why this one?
I get to you. I need to raise
You're an
you.
artist now.
You were an
This is your
artist.
space.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
You were
Oh
a
my
producer, and so what does this speak? What does this say about the process, the music industry, and how can we navigate this period of this patch of and be better after we come out of this for young artists who are wanting to come into the industry?
Okay, so the thing is, there's a lot of pressure to present a face of success, even before you actually succeed. So the pressure is sometimes we are just our own problem. Okay, so this Mobad issue really was really deep for me, because we saw a young guy, talented, wanting to make a difference, but he got caught up in things that he originally would not have wanted to be caught up with. Okay, so am I blaming Naira Marley or Sam Larry? No, I'm not blaming anybody. The truth is, if people know better, they will do better. I think this is where we are missing out in parenting. Like, the if we go back to the family structure and fix what is wrong with the family structure, I think some of these issues will be sorted out.
Jim, Silas, take a peek at this one.
Okay,
The police taking them in, taking Naramali in, and
yeah, I mean, sometimes the way the stories come, they just look like they just cut them and think, oh, I think what pretty much happened was they invited them and then, But in the case of Sam Larry, I saw a video where he was handcuffed. That one was properly arrested for some, but Naramali, came back, returned, and went straight to the station and reported himself. So this case, one of the things that some of the information I've heard over this particular situation was that the police has requested to have them in custody for 21 days, as for questioning and interrogation, and and all that needs to be done as part of the case. I don't know which is one part. Our friend Mr. C is not here. If not, I wanted to ask if it was okay to actually for them to have to remand them for 21 days because of questioning, and because truth is, you can invite somebody to come over and over every other day to question them about the situation. Now, in my own head, though, personally, with the circumstance surrounding this whole thing, we understand the aspect of the bullying and the situation that they had while they were dealing. But the last information that happened, or last thing that happened before this guy's demise, was him going to the hospital. The news about, or the story about him getting injected before he passed out, and then from there, and then I don't know who declared him dead, but next story or next thing that I heard was has been buried. So I think that's where this he has to start from. Then before he starts connecting, I don't know if they were able to prosecute or if they should be dealing with Naramali right now out of them as a prime suspect or as whatever to this particular death. You understand? But like I said, we know the issue of the whole threat or the issues that they had during while they were dealing as a record label and artist. But overall, we just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope that the case, and we have clarity on this particular case. But he was right, Amadin was right in terms of a lot of things that people, or where we see ourselves as society today, people need to deal with it from their home ground.
Oris, I'd like you to just sum this next story for us in about a minute, and this relates to Dr. Seed. Well, it's been over the moon right now, but he's explaining why he's had to move from music to film.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where it's more lucrative right now.
It certainly sounds like that. But I saw a recent data saying that the big three record labels, Warner, Sony, and Universal, have made $1 billion more this year within the same time period of last year. So that's to tell you that what music is really, really big industry. But I guess for Dr. Seed, part of the thing is, I think pop music is for young people. It's super difficult for a person who began maybe in his 20s or as a teenager to sustain all of that, whatever, up until his 40s, which is probably around where Dr. Seed is now. So it's a good idea to what, I did more music, I've done what I can with that. And I think he said his last project didn't quite get enough reception. And so, of course, he's like, what, maybe it is time to move. All I can say is, as a businessman, good idea.
Now, looking at the life of Dr. Seed in summary, from a graduate of being a dentist,
Yes,
and then moved into music and down to film production. It seemed like diversification.
Yeah,
to
his
anybody.
first one wasn't very good, but let's hope it gets better.
Let's not also forget that he comes from, his father was a veteran movie actor. Yes, so I just feel like when I heard, or when I started seeing stuff from him, I just thought that, okay, naturally so. Sometimes people will just pick up from their roots, should I say. And then I'm not surprised actually.
That brings us to final conclusion, and we go back to our guest this morning, Amadin Ehige. So we just want to wish you well with your Believe project. But how can the listener out there follow you, get to hear this new single you've got out there?
Okay, so my handle is pretty much my name, Amadin Ihege. Amadin is Amadin. Ihege Ihegie on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, yeah. Then We Believe is on all streaming platforms as well.
I.e.
Yeah, so
such as
iTunes, Apple
Is it on
Music,
Spotify?
yeah. I mean, all of
Boomplay,
them.
Audiomack,
Audiomack,
everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Alaba.
Okay. So, gentlemen, it's been a great time having you guys once again
Same
for
here,
the
same here.
Grapevine. Oris, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Where can we find Oris?
Yes, always. Catch Oris. Just catch me. Catch Oris.
Is there a ransom if one catches you? And then...
We are good vibes. Just good vibes.
All right, good.
Good vibes. Wow.
James Silas.
James Silas is on the X app right now, formerly known as Twitter,
Yes, X.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. I'm actually everywhere,
You're on TikTok?
Reach out to me. Yeah, I'm on TikTok, of course.
Yeah, is this old one on TikTok?
How you checking? I'm
Okay.
Stay there now. So if you catch me on the internet, send me a message. Tell me you're from the Grapevine.
Yeah.
I'll definitely handle back.
All right, my name is Omatseye Atsenuwa, and that's how we close the Grapevine this morning. And Amadin will sing us out of the studio. This one from this project. We believe. Just give us the chorus, and we're out.
We believe in Niger. In our hearts, we see the destiny of Niger. We have faith, we pray. Lord, we pray for Niger. We believe. Thank you.
Well done.
I hope I tried.
You try for producer.
I was shocked now. He said, my guy, you never ask. He didn't tell you that he's supposed to be singing that.
You have actually to rap.
I'm telling you.
But come to think of it, you know when we're in church, all those popular songs that you
Yes.
hear, everybody sings in church. Whether you're a musician or
Yeah,
not.
you have to. So
Yeah,
that's
so-
it's
what
your-
happens
it's your
when-
record.
We all started from the church anyway, so a lot of
Well
artists.
done.
No, but